The WNBA Finals get underway at 3 p.m. on ABC. Phoenix is a 3.5-point favorite at home against the Chicago Sky in Game 1. Calvin, who you going with?
Well, we know Phoenix just got done with a battle in Game 5 36 hours ago. They're already facing depth issues. Home court hasn't been a huge factor so far this whole season or in the playoffs. Home teams and road teams are like 5 total points apart. Sky got to sit at home and rest. So I'm taking Chicago plus 3.5 in this one.
I picked Chicago at the beginning of the season, and with the new baby goat that just arrived, I got to believe Diana Taurasi has not had any sleep. Congratulations to her and Penny on their new baby. Going with Chicago. They're rested. I think they're in rhythm. It's the same things we've been talking about all along with their depth, their ability to score. Talia Copper and Diamond DeShields, I think, is going to have a good series because I think she matches up well with their perimeter and their length and their two-way ability on both sides of the ball. I'm talking about Diamond and Kalia. Without even mentioning Candace Parker, I think this is a Chicago win on the road in Game 1.
The over-under is set at 166.5. Debbie, why are you going over?
I'm going over. I don't think that either team is going to be able to really get enough quality stops in the beginning of the game. I think the pace is going to be fast. I think fatigue is going to play a role, which means fatigue shows up on the defensive end. I think Chicago moves the ball so well. It's the same thing. If you watch the way they move the ball, they make an extra pass, which forces an extra closeout, which gives them a chance to get to the paint and score. So I'm going over.
I'm going over as well, although I will say the one area where I could see this going under, as Debbie mentioned, fatigue playing a factor. And if fatigue ends up making this game slower paced, especially with the Mercury being, like I said, coming off that Game 5, being very thin on the bench, if they are able to slow this game down, which I think they're going to try to, that pace alone could cause it to go under. But I'm still going over. The Sky are moving the ball so well. Talia Copper is getting to the rim. And I just think the Sky are going to put up too many points in this game, regardless of what Phoenix does for this 166.5 line. So I'm going over as well.
Phoenix is minus 130 to win the series. Chicago is plus 105 to win the series. Calvin, who are you going with?
I think this series is close to a coin flip, but I really think Chicago is maybe a little bit favored anyway. So if you're going to give me plus anything on them, I'm taking the Sky. We already talked about the reason we're taking them in Game 1. For the same reasons, I'm taking them in the series. If we're going to go with a series correct score, actually, which I have seen some of those odds up in books as well, I'm going to take the Sky in 4 in this one to close it out in Game 4 at home.
As a huge fan of the product, it would be great to get to Game 5. I can see this game and this series going so close, and I agree with you, Calvin. I think it's going to be really tight, and winning on your home court is going to be really important, and I think there'll be a split. If that does happen and we get to 5 games, I still think Chicago can win it for the same reasons that I picked them to win it when they made the Candace Parker move in the offseason. I thought that was the piece they needed. I love that we're going to be entertained, which in what I believe will be a 5-game series with some of the best players in the world. So buckle up, boys. It's going to be fun.
You can't find these everywhere, but we have finals MVP odds. Here are a few of the most notable ones. Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner at plus 300. Candace Parker's at plus 400. Skylar Diggins-Smith's at plus 1,000. Courtney Vandersloot plus 1,400. And Shea Petty made the list at plus 5,000. Debbie, you can pretty much pick anyone you want. Who you going with for finals MVP?
Brittany Griner finished second place in voting for MVP, and I know she's going to play well. She'll be a matchup issue for them, so she will have a chance. But I'm putting my money on Courtney Vandersloot because if Chicago is going to win, I think that's your best value. She will have the ball in her hands. She will dictate the outcome of this series, and I think that's where I would put my money. That's one really good bet, I think.
I'm looking at Vandersloot as well. I'm actually looking at both point guards. Skylar Diggins-Smith, she's not going to be the favorite to win the Finals MVP, but when you look at her odds compared to DT and Brittany Griner, they're over 3 times what those two are. I definitely don't think those two are more than 3 times as likely as her to win the MVP if Phoenix wins. However, I'm also looking at Vandersloot probably even more for the reasons that we talked about, Chicago being more likely to win. Therefore, obviously, the winner is going to get the MVP. And Vandersloot is the leader of this team. Like Debbie said, she and Allie Quigley are the two who played in this matchup in 2014, so they've been here a while. The other one I want to throw out there, though, is Candace Parker. She has obviously the legend status, the hometown hero status. It's going to be hard for voters to pass that up. if Chicago does win. Right now, she's almost neck and neck with Talia Copper in odds. I think there should be a little bit more of a gap there. So I might sprinkle a little bit on Candace Parker as well. Thanks for joining us on Spread the Floor. Make sure to tune in 3 p.m. today, ABC for Game 1 of the finals, and come right back here to the Her Hoop Stats YouTube channel or Twitter @Her Hoop Stats for Game 2 on Wednesday. We'll be back with you to pick the game.